And welcome back to Sports Weekly on IEMG. Well, this is it. The final week of the regular season for high school football, so we will crown league champions at the end of this week. We will know who's going to the playoffs based on league standings, but we won't know the opponents in the brackets for sure until Sunday when the playoff brackets come out from the CIF Southern Section office. We do know this. The Cajon Cowboys will be in the playoffs. Cajon coming up with a big win in week number 9 against Citrus Valley, 44-13. So the Cowboys will wrap up the regular season against Yucaipa. Cajon right now 3-1 in the CBL, 7-2 overall on the season. But now they've got a big one against Yucaipa to close out, second place in the league, assuming Beaumont takes care of their business and they win out. If Beaumont wins their regular season finale, they will be the outright league champion. Beaumont will play Redlands this upcoming week. So Beaumont will be your league champion, assuming they win, and then Cajon will be the second place team, with Citrus Valley likely the third place team. But still, plenty on the table, a lot on the line going into week number 10 for our Citrus Belt League schools. That's the CBL. Now let's jump over to the San Andreas League. Oh man, things got real interesting after Grand Terrace was able to defeat San Gorgonio 29-21. So San G, I guess you could say they'll be rooting for Rim of the World against Grand Terrace this week, because if Rim can beat Grand Terrace, then San G would be a co-champion in the San Andreas League. So there's a lot to play for, and for San G, the playoffs, a CIF championship run, this team feels like there's still a lot of football in front of them. We had a chance to catch up with Deron Tyson and Caleb Taylor, two of the star players for San G this season.
We got to do the little things right, starting in the classroom, starting in the weight room, film room. Just come together as a team and stop fighting against each other, that's it. You get better by just really focusing on what's needed to be focused on when it comes down to just improving as a team. Instead of being more selfish, we just got to come together and just become a family.
Regroup, get in the film session, make sure that we're not missing practice, staying on our grades, and executing on the field. As long as we come together as one and not start off every game slow, we'll go really far. We have some good weapons. Our quarterback can throw the ball. We have some good wide receivers. We got some good running backs and some good linebackers on defense. So it doesn't help us go deep in the playoffs.
All right, so that's the San Gorgonio perspective. On the flip side for Grand Terrace, they control their own destiny now. The Titans, if they win on Friday against Rim of the World, they will be the outright San Andreas League champions, and San G would be all alone in second place, with Rim of the World coming in third. That's if San G beats Rialto on Friday and Grand Terrace beats Rim of the World. So, still a lot to be decided coming up in week number 10. That's number 30 for Grand Terrace. Xavier Oliver, who had a monster game against San Gorgonio, 4 touchdowns and over 300 total yards in that victory against San G. We also had a chance to talk to Xavier about that huge game and what is on the line for Grand Terrace this week when they take the field against Rim of the World. Here is Grand Terrace running back Xavier Oliver.
We felt very confident, but I feel like we have to stay on our game to get past. We want to worry about this game first. This next game is going to be very important to all of us. We already talked about it after the San G game, that this next game, we have to do all of our parts. That's the very most important part before we worry about what's after this game. So our main job is to get this game done, and then if so, after that, we'll prepare for that after we get this game done.
All right, thank you for that, Xavier. Now let's take a look at Week 10, the matchups involving the schools in San Bernardino. Cajon will wrap things up against Yucaipa in the Citrus Belt League. And then in the Ironwood League, Aquinas has won 40 games in a row in league play. They'll win the outright league championship when they hit the road for Village Christian. In the San Andreas League, San Gorgonio will take on Rialto. And if San G wins that one, we'll just have to wait and see what happens with Grand Terrace and Rim of the World. In the Skyline League, Arroyo Valley will wrap things up against the Carter Lions. And finally, in the Mountain Valley League, it'll be Indian Springs and San Bernardino. All kinds of playoff implications in this game with the Coyotes and the Cardinals. If the Coyotes win, they get second place. They're going to the playoffs. If the Cardinals win, then they'll have identical league records, and who knows what's going to happen. I'm not even sure at this point. We'll have to wait until Sunday when the brackets come out. But that is week number 10, the final week of the regular season for our local teams here in the city of San Bernardino. And speaking of local football, you might recognize these guys. That's Ahmad and Ashad Chapman. They were star players at Cajon High School last season. The Twins were a big part of the Cowboys' big team last year. Well, now they are at Riverside City College, helping the Tigers pursue another state championship. And also number 7, Caden Williford, another San Bernardino native. Caden played at Aquinas High School. He was a big part of those Falcons teams. But now they're all at RCC, and Caden actually caught a touchdown. He's one of the starting receivers for RCC. He caught a touchdown in a big 69-3 victory against Southwestern, and now the Tigers are coming up on a very important 3-game stretch in conference play as they continue their march towards a potential state championship bid. Here's Caden Williford.
I feel like we've been practicing harder than we ever have these last 3 weeks. I feel like we're just trying to dominate every team and continue to dominate this next 3 weeks as well.
And is the goal, the same this season? RCC is always playing for state titles. What's the goal this year?
Yeah, ideally that is the goal. We're trying to dominate every team we play every week.
Great to see the Chapman twins and Caden Williford doing big things for the Tigers and maybe have a state championship at the end of the season. But still, a lot of football still to go. 3 weeks of regular season for JC football and then playoffs, of course. That's going to do it for this edition of Sports Weekly on IEMG. Make sure you tune in to Sports Weekly Live this weekend. On Sunday, it'll be a Sports Weekly Live like normal, scores and highlights, but also be a playoff preview show as we will have the brackets by then. They will come out Sunday afternoon, and we'll do the show late Sunday night. All right, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. My name is Pep Fernandez, and we'll see you next time on Sports Weekly on IEMG.